This is Africa Online Media Corporation. You are welcome to our Sunday discussions. It is Sunday, the 12th day of October. As usual, we will get going. We will just continue to do what we do, and we appreciate your being with us. It is what they are calling the northeasterly in this part of the country. It is cold. It was cold last night. It is foggy here in Maryland, and there may be rain later on in the day or in the evening, depending on what part of the country you are in. Welcome to Africa Online Media Corporation. It is our usual time to say something. And today, of course, we all know that we are going to take a topic which is sounding like unusual, but is something that happens to you every day, embracing your authentic self. So let us go ahead now with our editorial. October 12, 2025 is the 285th day of the year 2025, and that leaves us with just 80 days. Can you imagine? To the end of 2025.
Wow.
Today, 80 days.
Wow.
Today, Sunday, the 12th of October is the 41st Sunday of this 2025. Today is also the 21st day of the fall season, autumn, with 70 days left before winter. So winter will begin in 70 days. Today, October 12th, is National Farmers Day. That is for farmers in the United States, reminding us that without farmers, we'd all starve because we need food. In fact, right from the fall, that is, right from the beginning of man and the fall of man in the Garden of Eden, humanity has survived thanks to the farming prowess of those who spend time tending to things like digging the soil, planting seeds, and ensuring that they are groomed to grow. That provides us with things that provide us with nutrition, things that nurture our bodies, and things that ensure our survival. Farming provides us with food of all kinds, name it, depending on your neighborhood, depending on what can grow in your part of the world. And so we honor and celebrate farmers today, October 12th. It may be just in the United States, but farmers are worth celebrating, worth honoring. That said, October is the month of the Nobel Prizes, 6 awards that carry unmatched prestige. Every October, the world turns its attention to a set of announcements that change lives overnight as scientists get surprise phone calls before dawn. Writers who once labored in obscurity suddenly find their books on bestseller lists, and activists who risked everything for peace see their work recognized in a global stage. Last Friday, the chair of the Nobel Peace Prize Committee told reporters that the deliberation process for choosing the awardee prioritizes courage and integrity, so they don't depend on campaigns or lobbying. These are the Nobel Prizes this far that we know. There are only 6. There were 5, then they became 6. So the legacy, everything is the legacy of Swedish inventor Alfred Nobel, born in 1833. He was an inventor of dynamite who was once branded the Merchant of Death. He spoke several languages. He held more than 350 patents and made his fortune by developing explosives, particularly, as we said, dynamite. In 1888, when Alfred's brother Ludwig died, newspapers mistakenly ran Alfred's obituary. One French paper called him the Merchant of Death. That moment haunted Alfred so much so that he decided that most of his fortune, the equivalent of about, take this, $250 million today, would be used to fund prizes that would recognize people who, quote, conferred the greatest benefit to humankind, End of quote. The Nobel Prizes are widely regarded as the most prestigious awards available in their respective fields. Alfred Nobel's will was controversial, but the 5 areas he initially outlined, physics, chemistry, physiology or medicine, literature, and peace, have stood the test of time, with a 6th being added in 1968, and that one was economic sciences, sponsored by the Swedish Central Bank. Today, the 6 Nobel Prizes are physics, celebrating discoveries that reveal the fundamental laws of the universe; chemistry, honoring breakthroughs in materials, molecules, and reactions that shape daily life; physiology or medicine, recognizing advances in understanding health, disease, and the human body; literature, awarding writers whose works show outstanding literature merit or literary merit and universal themes; and peace, given to those who have advanced harmony between nations or peoples. Economic sciences was added in 1968, as we said already, and is funded by the Swedish Central Bank to honor contributions to understanding economies and societies. This Sunday on Africa Online, we are not shooting for a Nobel Prize. We are just striving to discover who we are, who we really are, what we are striving for, and what it is to be our authentic self. But what is that all about, being our authentic self? Well, do not worry, as there will be an expert on hand today to walk us through it all. But first, let me turn to the chair of Africa Online Media Corporation, Her Highness, Reverend Dr. Pam Fumino. Welcome. He will welcome us to the show and light the light for us to discuss. But before I do that, let me just take this other thing that just cropped up. Today, October 12th, is that day many years ago that an Italian-Spanish navigator, hit the shores of what is today North America. He was in the Caribbean, and they've been saying that he discovered America. Christopher Columbus is his name. He didn't touch the shores of mainland America. He was in the Caribbean, and he named the island that he saw San Salvador. Whatever it is, he came in 3 ships, La Nina, La Pinta, and the Santa Maria. And since then, October 12th is one of the national holidays in the United States, but somebody is already or has already been contesting why it should even be. Whatever it is, be your authentic self. Let us be our authentic self by being who we are, by being what we are, by being who and by doing what we know best. Because it is when we accept who we are that we will be able to live our lives wholly and fully. And I turn now to Your Highness, Reverend Pan.
Well, yes, thank you so much for the backdrop of the Nobel Peace Prize. Every time I listen to your editorial, I learn something new. One of our brothers made history as the first African Black to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, and that was Professor Wole Soyinka, whom we honored last month in New York. But when they say, yeah, tomorrow is Columbus Day, so it's a federal holiday, when they said he discovered America, it's so funny because it was one thing to say he arrived in North America, but to say discover, was it missing? There were people here. There were people here. Can you imagine somebody coming to Lewo or Lebialem and finding your forefathers and say, oh, I have discovered Bangwa land?
Yes, that's it.
It was there.
That's it.
It was there.
Yes.
So what do you mean by you discovered it?
Well, when you don't write your own history, you take what other people say about who you are, because to say he discovered America is because they wrote the history. The natives did not write the history of their existence, of their existence in this part of the world. It was known that there was some country on the west side of Europe, but they didn't know that it was such a vast land, such a prosperous land, the land of nearly milk and honey. But then people wrote the history and said they discovered it. Just like they said they discovered the river Niger, they said they discovered that river, they discovered this or that. Of course not. They didn't do it. It was there, it had always been there. And we just came and found it.
Yeah, and someone said, I don't remember who said that, but that if the lion doesn't write its own history, the history of the lion will be that of the hunter, and it will glorify the hunter, not the lion.
Yes.
You know? But even though they claim he discovered it, it doesn't erase the facts and the truths that there were people here and they are still here. You know, and it's such a shame. But on behalf of Africa Online Media Corporation, I want to appreciate you, Nia Song. Our co-anchor is on the road today. And surprisingly enough, our guest speaker for today may not be able to join us. Something came up, and I just got a text from her a few minutes ago. Either way, Nia Song, you and I are going to tackle this topic. There are a lot of people who cannot even be their authentic self. There are a lot of people who live fake lives or who live lives to please other people. There are people who want to work 3 jobs to live in a mansion, just like the Joneses, or to drive a fancy car. They can't even sleep in the house that they are working to pay, you know, because they are always at work. And it is just a shame that, and to me, I think it goes to low self-esteem and low self-worth. Because if you know yourself, your worth, you will not be trying to please people, or you will not be living beyond your means, or you will not say things that you don't mean to go with the flow or to fit into society. So to me, I haven't read the book. I have a copy of her book, but I've not had a chance to read it. I think embracing your authentic self means being happy with who you really are, being comfortable in your skin and in yourself, knowing your identity, knowing who you are, and being happy with who you are and what you have. Because if you are not happy with who you are, you will spend the rest of your life trying to please people who don't even care about you. Sometimes people who don't even think about you, or trying to fit into society. To me, that's bondage. So I believe God made everybody beautiful and made them to be exactly who he wants them to be. Like one of our symposium speaker, Dr. B, who is one of our faithful medical squad here, was talking about the experience she has with her patients. Most of her patients are white, and they keep saying they want her skin. She's very dark skinned. And she's like, no, you don't want my skin. If God wanted you to have my skin, he would have made you black. And so the white people are burning themselves in the sun to look like us. And then the black people are bleaching their skins to look like the white people.
Yes.
So it's like human beings have insatiable and insatiable demands. They are not happy with what they have, and they are always wanting to have what other people have. There are people who go to get Botox on their lips to have black lips. There are some who go to do butt implants to have, they call it Brazilian butt lift. I think African butt lift is better because the Africans women are well endowed. I mean, the Brazilians are Africans, you know. So it's like, where do you stop? Because if you can start with your lips, the next thing is your butt, the next thing is your breast, the next thing is something. There are even people doing surgery to increase their heights. Can you believe that?
Really?
Yes, there are people doing that. Doesn't make any sense. What's the purpose of high heels?
That's it.
Just put on high heels. It will add 4 to 6 inches to your height.
But will you walk comfortably? That's a question.
Oh yeah, you can. But to go and have that kind of surgery, I don't know how safe it is, because God doesn't make mistakes. If God wants you to be a giant, He will make you that way. So I think it goes back to people having low self-esteem. You know,
and trying to overcome that low self-esteem by thinking that they can perfect the work of God.
and they cannot.
They cannot.
No doctor has been able to do so.
No. What we can perfect is our words, the words we use, the actions we take, and the behaviors we show out there, not what God has already made us into rather. So please, it is not worthwhile trying to perfect the work of God by trying to change it in your own way. So that is one of the things we need to talk about. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Yeah, I was just saying that we should perfect our words, perfect our actions, and perfect our behaviors rather than trying to improve on what God has already made. He made us into who we are, and we only have to learn to accept who we are and live with who we are, live where we are, accept the reality of that community in which we find ourselves, not trying to improve, not trying to change it to look either bigger or taller or smarter. We can be smarter, yes, if we go to school and learn how to live our lives better than we lived before.
That's so true. Don't know where Dr. Crossley is or Debbie, but I'm going to look for the link for the book and put it on the chat for our viewers.
Yes.
So just give me a couple of minutes. Let me respond to our guest who was supposed to speak today.
Okay. So that being said, we need to show respect to ourselves, show honor to God, because God made us into who we are, to what we are. And he did not say that, oh, son or daughter, go and perfect yourself, improve on your height, improve on your weight, improve on this or that. Today, people are even eating, or rather avoiding eating so that they don't get fat. So why would you want to perfect God's work by doing the wrong thing, by challenging what God has already put in place? So please, let us live our lives the way we were made, accept who we are as what we are, rather than thinking that we can perfect God's work. No, it is not worthwhile. It is not worthwhile. So being our authentic selves is when we, as I said, perfect our words, perfect our actions, and perfect our behaviors. So we don't become a nuisance to the people in our community. So we don't become a nuisance to other people. So we don't make life difficult or hard for other people just because we want to be better than everybody else. So many people are struggling with expressing themselves openly, figuring out who they are, but then you have to be who you are. Accept yourself as you are, as God made you. Say that I am this, and this is what God made me to be. I can improve my speech. I can improve my actions. I can improve my behavior, but not trying to increase your height or increase your size. Of course, you can do that, but then at what cost? Because I know there is a price to pay for everything you do, which is not the right thing, which is not the authentic thing that you should be doing, because God made you for who you are, for what you are, and he accepts you as you are. He will not on that last day ask you, why did you not grow taller? Why did you not grow fatter? Why did you not add this or that to yourself? So even those who are bleaching, please, you are trying to change your color or look different than God made you to be. The dark skin God gave you, you want to tone it down, to tone it up rather, and become like your fellow brother and sister from across the ocean, because you see it has a lighter skin. Does the lighter skin bring better advantages? Does it bring better lifestyles? Does it give you any advantage over the other person? The same blood that runs in you runs in that your brother or sister who is a different color than you. So please accept your brother or sister, accept yourself, and please show courage to what you do. Exist as you are, and thank your God for having made you in the first place. That is very, very important.
So, Nias, I have a question for you. You were in the school system for a long time.
Yes.
Did you ever notice students that, and I don't know what grade you were working with, that could not embrace their authentic self, who had, because there's a lot of peer pressure, especially in this country, but to be fair, all over the world, and sometimes some students feel out of place and they want to overcompensate, and sometimes those students start become bullies because they are insecure. Did you ever experience anything like that working with the school system?
No. Luckily, I was in the elementary school system. I did not
Oh, okay.
time with the middle school and the high school. I used to visit and give talks, but I never actually interacted with them. But my elementary school kids, that is kindergarten through fifth grade, are the people I worked most of my life with. And these are people, the innocents. They accept who they are.
They are authentic.
They tell you, yeah, they're authentic to themselves. And they tell you, no, I don't want to look like that. I don't want that kind of hair. The ones that their parents induce them to do things, they will come to school and tell you, I don't like what I am wearing because my mother made me wear it. Or I don't like what I'm doing because my father asked me to do it. So many children, the innocent age, say, they tell you the truth. And they tell you that, no, I don't like this because my mother or my father did it, caused me to do it. So I didn't really have that interaction with the lower grades. But the upper grades, middle school, that is from ninth grade to 12th grade, those are the people that cause you, that give you the greatest problems. That is the group that has the greatest bullies. That is the group that believes that they are untouchables, and you should not even tell them not to say something because they believe that the language they are using is the best language. And you try to tell them, they ask you, but who are you in the first place? So elementary kids are the angels that I loved working with.
Okay. So I just put something in the chat box. That's the title of her book. Our speaker who was supposed to be here today, but some last minute challenges came up. She's not able to join. But say embracing your authentic self, the journey to true freedom, silence your inner critic, love your flaws, live boldly. You know, there is something called internal noise. And that's when your mind is finding flaws in you and telling you, oh, you should not do this, you should not wear this, you should not do this, you should not do that. And sometimes when people are criticizing you, they are criticizing you because they wish they could be you, or they wish they had what you had, but because they cannot have it, they start trying to put you down. And that's when people need to make up their mind that their lead thought need to be, I am who God says I am and who He made me to be. I am the best of the best. And not let somebody else define who you are. Nobody is perfect. If you are too tall, that's how God made you to be. If you are too short, that's how God made you to be. You once you accept yourself and you embrace yourself and you're happy with it, it doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter who is out there saying stuff. We have celebrities out there who are very short, but they are stars. They are celebrated. Nobody's talking about their height because they are not focused on it. They are proud of who they are, and their talent is pushing them forward. And there are celebrities out there who are obese, and that obesity is what makes them people celebrate them. Not everybody needs to be thin, and not every thin person is healthy, and not every obese person is unhealthy. I'm not a supporter of obesity because it's an illness, but there are some people who are heavyweights, or just chubby, not necessarily obese, because obesity is a disease. So take care of yourself and be happy with who you are. If your weight is affecting your health, do something about it. If it's not, because there are thin people that have dangerously high levels of cholesterol and even blood sugar and high blood pressure. So I think it just goes back to people making up their mind to be happy with who they are, because societal pressure can push people to become depressed or to have all these internal battles and not being able to accept themselves. But I've put the book is called Embracing Your Authentic Self by Dr. Vivian Tanto Mondo. It's on Amazon, so you can check it out. Ania, so over to you.
Yes, I wish she really came in, because I had a few questions I wanted to ask her about this, embracing your authentic self. But then, whatever it is, the journey has to be pursued. We cannot give up because she's not here. So all what we want to do is to encourage our listeners to come in and share what they know about embracing their authentic selves, trying to be who they are rather than being something somebody has told them, or something somebody said to them, or something you saw somebody do and become something. So please let us learn to be who we are, because it's not good to pretend that you are what you are not, because it will haunt you one day. It will haunt you one day. So please, the journey to being our true selves begins with us by accepting who we are for what God made us to be.
Yeah, you know, Nia Song, in August, I was speaking at the Economic Sovereignty Forum in Atlanta at the 125th anniversary of the National Business League. And one of the things I said, a lot of things I said resonated with the audience. There are about 3,000 people there. But one of the things I stressed, and it ties in with this of embracing your authentic self, to the African entrepreneurs or the Black entrepreneurs, I told them, I said, you need to know your worth and know that you're bringing something valuable to the table. You cannot come to the table timid because you are meeting with Americans or people in the diaspora. You cannot do that. You have a lot to offer, sometimes more than they do. But if your mindset is still tied in the colonial cage, you will come to the table like a chicken, feeling insecure, not realizing your worth, and not realizing that you have a lot to offer and what they need. Africa doesn't need the world needs Africa. Africa can survive without the rest of the world, but the rest of the world cannot survive without Africa. And that ties in with today's topic, because if Africans would just know how valuable they are, I am telling you, the world will not be able to even reckon with us. When we speak, people will listen. It will be a force that everybody will be trying to negotiate with, trying to go into business with. But it starts with the mind. It starts with us knowing our value. There are people who don't have anything, but they will make you feel like you cannot survive without them. It's about packaging and branding. Like we found out in New York that the central bank raised money out of thin air, out of trust me. Just trust me. And people started buying into it because of the way they packaged it. So it is so important, and it starts with the person. An outsider cannot help you or make you embrace your authentic self. You have to do it. People can advise you, they can coach you, but it's up to you to do it. Nia Song, I think at this point we'll take a final round because our co-anchor is not here, our other regulars are not here, and
yes, you went silent.
No, I'm saying that, yeah, you know, no, I was just...
All right. Yeah, that being said, yes, some of the research I did told me that there were 4 components to becoming your authentic self. Understanding your authentic self, you have to uncover the layers that mask your true essence of who you are, of being who you are. You have to overcome the barriers to authenticity by silencing your inner critic, confronting your fears, and ensuring that doubt is not part of you. Don't doubt yourself. Can I do it? I'm not sure I will do it. So cultivating self-awareness and embracing vulnerability, that is, tune yourself out of negatives. Accept only positives, things that will promote you, things that will make you look forward, rather than things that will make you look backwards and go backwards. Stay grounded in your truth as you navigate everyday life. So please let truth be the foundation of your every action. Don't think that you lie and then make it up and then you become somebody else. No, that is not right. Just be who you are. Continue to live the life you came into the world with, and accept that tomorrow will be better than yesterday, because you are working to improve tomorrow, not yesterday. Yesterday is gone, it's past.
You are so right. Most of the noise that people suffer from are internal noise, unfortunately. And that is something that follows you everywhere you go. And a lot of people don't even know that they can shut that noise. An outsider cannot shut it for you. You have to shut it out. Like you say, there are even people going for an interview, they already feel defeated before they get to the interview, because that noise, that internal noise is telling them, oh, you're not qualified for this job, oh, you are a minority, oh, you're a woman, oh, you're an immigrant, those kind of things.
Those are negatives which you should not embrace.
Exactly. Like me, I don't have time for anybody who works with me. No, I don't entertain. Because when you listen to negative things, it affects your immune system.
It does.
Whether you are the originator of it, the author of it or not. That's why I don't listen to negativity. Like, even if you don't participate or you don't say anything, just listening to it would stimulate free radicals in your body, and then your body starts aching. You start losing sleepless nights. You start losing valuable time that you could have been using to learn something, maybe AI or something new, and you are there worrying about what this person said or what this person did or what this person did not do. When you dress up, so long as you are well groomed, you are fine. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you are amazing. You are drop dead gorgeous or handsome. Don't compare yourself with somebody else. It doesn't matter if somebody is driving a Rolls Royce and you are driving a Kia. It takes you from point A to point B, just like with a plane.
That is very important. What is important is, does it take me to where I am going? Yes. I had a cousin of mine whose password was "Take Me Go." His car was a 1918 or 1920, no, I think 1988 something. And it could take us to Boston and back from Maryland. And he named it "Take Me Go." I said,
wow.
Why do you call your car "Take Me Go"? He said, because whatever happens, I can go anywhere in the United States in this.
And the car will listen.
Yes, and
the car will take him and go.
Yeah.
And you see that is a practical example.
That's right.
He's saying that "Take me go." He's not trying to use the car to get women or impress somebody.
No, just to get to his destination.
Yeah, it's just like being in a plane. The truth is, I love a comfort. I like to sit in a comfortable seat. So I like the front seat. However, if I can't afford it, I'm not gonna get on there. I will sit in the economy. The truth is that the plane arrives at the same time. Whether you are in the back,
in the front seat or in the back seat.
Yes, it arrives at the same time.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. You guys take off at the same time. You arrive at the same time. If there's a plane crash, everybody goes down.
That's right.
But I think at this point, Nia Song, maybe we should just do our last word. Since our team, they are not here, and but I would just like to say, and next week we're gonna be discussing clergy months. Clergy appreciation.
Okay, so we are appreciating our men of the clergy.
Men and women, not
men and women of the clergy. Yes,
we'll be appreciating our clergy. Period.
Our clergy. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Very important, because these are people who pass incognito in our societies. We just ignore them. We just bypass them on the way, and we never pay any particular tribute to them. So it would be worthwhile for Africa Online to do this for them.
Yeah, and I think that will be the first time we are doing that.
It will be the first time. Yes, it will be the first time. That being said, I want to thank everybody, you in particular, for everything that you do and for everything that we do on this program. And looking forward to the day we will be able to win our own Nobel Prize. Today is Nobel Prize Day, or October is Nobel Prize month. The lady that won from Venezuela is called Maria Corina Machado. So she was awarded the prize yesterday. She won the prize yesterday, and she says for her tireless work, or what the committee said was for her tireless work promoting democratic rights for the people of Venezuela. So that is that, because of the trouble that the people in Venezuela have been having since the days of the dictatorship till today. The dictatorship still continues, but she has not relented, and she's doing what she can to make sure that Venezuelans get the democratic government that they deserve. That being said, thank you again, and please
thank you, Nielsen.
Let us all have a beautiful week and look forward to pay tribute to our clergy next Sunday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.